It's you and I, baby. You and
And we have
I.
a kudos for Maxine. Not like so many people would have been like taking this personally, like, what do you mean? I started talking and now no. But I know Satish has a crazy, insane schedule. Not that you don't, and not that I don't respect your schedule. Of course I do, but and he was scheduled from 10 to 11, and poor guy could not get in. He had to go to another computer to finally get in. So I thank you so, so much for that and honor you. Love you, love you. Please continue and let's converse a little bit because this is now fun.
Yeah, yeah.
So go for it.
And Marianne, this is where I go back to the water element. Live in a masculine life. That fire energy would have been okay, boiling.
Mhm.
But when you are connected to the feminine divine and understanding the wisdom and the tools of the feminine divine, I'm honored that I wake up and I practice my Kundalini because that keeps me in the feminine alignment.
Mhm.
And, I was just thinking water puts out fire,
Mhm.
fire burns, water soothes.
Mhm.
Yeah, water
And
soothes.
when I try to do my speakers, like Lori always opens, that's her spot.
Yeah.
Like even I don't open. She opens for me. I barely get a chance. There's days where I come on and I'm like, hey everyone, thanks for joining us. Lori McNeil will tell you all about da-da-da. So today I actually spoke more than I even usually do. But and I strategically will place my speakers, so I knew, Lori's pretty strong. She speaks, differently and Maxine is very, very soothing and calming. And then there's, of course, Satish, and we have a whole bunch of stuff going on afterwards. But yeah, it's really great. And it's amazing once you work on the ego, because I know in Kundalini, ego gets a good workout over there, and we do too. We actually talk a lot about ego in Think and Grow Rich. So I am, oh my gosh, really, now that I think about it, I really only have another month left. It's a year-long course. So I get to teach under the umbrella of Think and Grow Rich, Peace and Prosperity Coach. Isn't that a beautiful title?
I
Going
think
to
it,
be,
it is a beautiful title. And it
and
just made me think that Think and Grow Rich comes from Earl Nightingale. And our forefathers who had this wisdom and this insight and have been practicing this for thousands of years.
Mhm.
And in today's modern society, we think that we are modern, we are this, but in some ways, in many ways, we've gone backwards.
Sure.
We've gone backwards. And what I've come to realize is sometimes to speed up, you got to slow down because if you're doing this, that, energy's money, baby. Would you write a check for $1,500 and just give it away like that? Probably not. But that's exactly what you are doing when your energy is all over the place. I teach people that relaxation can be productivity because when you are relaxed, your mind is more intentional. When you are relaxed, you can complete a task. Do you ever go into the kitchen and you forget what you came in there for or open the fridge? What am I looking for? That's because your mind is elsewhere. In Kundalini Yoga, we say that if you're constantly thinking about the future, that's a form of anxiety. If you're constantly looking back, that's a sign of depression. Right here, right now, is the only moment that you have control of, right? Yeah.
And it's the only reality, isn't it?
Yes.
Like whatever you think is coming up is just what you're thinking, right? It's not. It's a fantasy. We don't know. And everything that's happened, okay, it's happened. Let's move on. Like, what are we gonna live in the past all the time? No, we
You
have
have
a
zero
small.
control.
We have a
over the
small
future.
rear view mirror. We have a small rear view mirror in the car because, we have to change lanes. So we need a little bit of, every once in a while, we just look back to see, oh, yeah, that was great. Excellent. See you later. Bye. I learned from that. Oh, yeah. Not, oh, really? You want to waste all that time? Really? You want to waste your life looking back? And if you keep walking backwards, you're going to bump into something.
Yes.
That's not going to be
Yes.
nice.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
no, don't bump
And
into.
with that mindfulness, I'm going to shift it up a little bit because perhaps some people already have a practice that is working for them. I'm going to talk about the second part of aging gracefully that is a must for everyone because I love that one tool that does many things, and that is magnesium. As we age,
You were going to talk about that.
yes, yes, as we age, magnesium is known as the master or the mother mineral. And it's not because it does one thing very well. Magnesium is like a connector. It makes everything works better. If you take vitamin D and you're magnesium depleted, you're not going to get the full benefits of that. As we age and our bone density weakens, magnesium can help us with that. And that's why I love to combine the two, the magnesium and the Kundalini yoga, because they support one another. Feeling more energized, better sleep. Now, let's get into sleep. I bet you can think of 10 people that you know off the top of your head that complains about insomnia, lack of sleep, or not having that deep rest. Marianne, go ahead and share with me what some of the things that you do for your wellness and your mindful sleep.
Well, first of all, I rarely have trouble sleeping. It is a real, I'm going to tell you when I have trouble sleeping, it's typically, unless I'm really kind of overthinking something, I don't know what that is. Maybe I have an event and oh yeah, but it's not usually overthinking stress because I don't know. I just like, I'm so chill. I don't, it's like with this, I've been doing these once a month now for nearly 2 years. Are you kidding? It's virtual. Any number of things are going to go wrong, and they have gone wrong. I've had speakers not show up because they just couldn't get in. They didn't make it, or they were, I don't know, driving from someplace. They had a car accident, like horrible things. I've had speakers that have had microphones that weren't working. It's kind of hard when you're a speaker and your microphone doesn't work, your camera doesn't work, it's flashing, all kinds of different, weather things. You just vibe. I had one of my networking hosts that it's a online networking event that I go to, and he said, I've never seen anyone pivot so gracefully. And I said, well, what am I going to do? I'm a speaker. I can speak any day, anytime. I don't really need to sit there and think about it. I don't really care about structuring a speech and this and that. That's for, universities when you're speaking in schools and stuff, because you have to be careful. But when I'm on my own platform, I don't really care. So you got to vibe with it. It's gonna like stay, so there's not a lot that will really stress me out, but every once in a while, I guess there's something that I might be thinking, but that is so rare. That's like maybe one day a year. But like the moon, like a full moon, that'll keep me up maybe, or so, it's a lot of planetary activity, whether it's a Mercury retrograde, sometimes that has an effect on me. I do have a product. I don't have it handy to show you the actual box, but it's one of mine that helps me. I can always take one. It really does put me to sleep pretty quick. And it is actually specifically for sleep. And it's funny because that's the product that's actually created the company. That was the first product they made. It's the #1 seller in all the 13 years, straight across the world. So what does that tell you about the world? The #1 product in the entire world is for sleeping. So
Yeah.
That's amazing. And so I also meditate, but I'm the person that, like last night, I'm going to tell you, it was 10:15 by the time I walked away from my computer. I was on Zoom after Zoom. Yesterday was a crazy day. Zoom, 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 Zoom. And then I always try to, if I can, if I need to sometimes just chill out for a minute, I'll go to the couch, which is not very far from here, and I'll put on some mindless television, something, preferably something I can laugh at. Like, I love the Big Bang Theory. I love Will and Grace reruns. I love Friends reruns. Like, yes, I'm old enough to love Friends. Okay. So it's, I might watch it for a little bit. I might fall asleep on the couch. I might, with my dog. So my dog sits beside me, and then, and then I'll, at some point, like, oh no, I have to go. I need my alarm clock to get up, all that. So my evening routine consists of some version of a meditation, usually when I'm in bed, sometimes on the couch, depends, but one of those two places. Definitely the 5 people. That 5 people when I'm tired and I can't think of, like, okay, done. That's usually how quick it is, because my days are so full that by the time the end of the day comes, I'm tired. Like, I'm physically tired and I'm ready to go. But then when I wake up, it's like, okay, today we get to do this and this and this, right? And so again, meditation of a different kind, right? One to hopefully help me wake up, again with the 5 people or more. And there's some journaling throughout the day involved in all of that. So that's one. Meditate, I don't know, I can't. I've been meditating intensely and regularly since I was 19 years old. I have meditated prior to that because I started yoga early, different yogas, and I meditated there, but like regularly since I was 19 years old. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
Success
that's
leaves clues, right? And you hear this over and over again, so yeah.
and I'm full of energy. I like it, and if I was like this on this, that would be a really slow summit. So I get to be me, this side of me here. But when I'm teaching meditation, one of the things that this class does is we talk. We talk for about 5, 10, 15 minutes, sometimes longer, just depends on where the class goes. And then we finally meditate. So I let them get all their GBs out because they're all neighbors. They all know each other. Oh, did you see so and so and so said? I'm like, yeah. And I, do my setup and everything while they're doing that. And then, we talk, we laugh because sometimes we talk more than we meditate. And I'm like, okay, great. And does anyone actually want to lie down? And I kind of let them do whatever they want. It's a free class. I've been teaching it for free since 2020. It was one of the things I offered myself up to help people calm their nervous systems down. And we've had various people in and out of the class. And now we have like a constant group, and it's just something we do. It's kind of cool. Yeah.
That's beautiful. And a lot of people think that they can't meditate, that you have to just sit here, do nothing, and be still. But there are so many forms of meditation. Going
Mhm.
out in nature,
Mhm.
nature walk is meditation.
I do that one.
Riding your bike is meditation. There's just it's being in the here and the now.
Mhm. It is. It's true. And how many times a day do you meditate on average?
Um, I twice a day. Oh, you know what? I can't say that because if I need to focus, I'm gonna
Right.
play some theta music. I'm
Mhm.
gonna do a mantra that's gonna bring me back. So
Mhm.
whatever it takes, but I would say my hard and fast rule, twice. I'm up at 4:30 during the Amrit Vela
Mhm.
because if I'm gonna teach something like you, I have to live it.
Mhm.
You can't fake authenticity. People know.
You can't fake authenticity. I love that. That sounds like the perfect name for a book. I may actually use that. But honestly, and authenticity is so much more fun. Not only is it a higher vibration, did you know that authenticity has a higher vibe than love does? And love is supposed to be like the number one emotion in the world. And when I heard that authenticity was an even higher vibration than love, I was like, what? Really?
I believe that because
I believe
to
it.
be authentic, you have to be in flow. You have to be in harmony.
It's true.
Yeah.
And not to,
Yeah.
and you have to be confident. I mean, think about it. For you to be authentic, you need to be confident. Your self-worth, your self-love needs to be firmly planted on a good solid foundation. And then, okay, now we can do that, because maybe your hair's not perfect that day. So I curled my hair today a little bit, right? I went outside to walk my dog because I'm here alone, so there's no one to walk my dog. He's got to make it until I finish the summit, and then I take him out again. And my hair went straight because it's hot and steamy here in Toronto. It is. We have humid weather. It's not really my favorite. I'd rather live in Arizona, but hey, I can't right now. So I had to recurl my hair, and I'm like, oh brother. And now it's slowly falling, but I have the air conditioner on pretty high. It's pretty hot outside today, and it looks like it's going to be a hot week, but yeah.
Yeah. I would like to say something. The word confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Confidence is a tricky word. And I looked up the Latin as if I'm a bit of a nerd. I want to study Latin.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked up the word confidence, and in Latin, it means trust
In yourself.
in yourself and in a higher power.
Mm-hmm.
Trust.
Mm-hmm.
So to have full confidence, trust in that higher power.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm practicing. That's what I'm learning. Trusting that higher power. Confidence is the byproduct of that.
Mm-hmm. So one of my big courses that I took was something called spiritual psychology with a company called Lightworker. And now they're called Espavo, and that's where I got my doctorate from. But they also considered everything else I did. So it's just kind of an accumulation of everything I did. And it was amazing. One of the things, so there's like 12 life lessons, and we all cover all 12, but there's always one and then a second one that would be the most prominent. So trust was mine. That was my number one. And so therefore I have worked on trust for many, 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 many years. It took much energy, much money, much travel on my part to get through a lot of that. And I'm finally in a place where I'm like, okay, you know what? I fully trust myself. And the ability to ignore other people's limitations that they try to put on you is always a lot of fun because people will do it. So, for instance, both of my parents my mother had severe Alzheimer's at the end, very, very advanced. So, dementia for like 10 years. And my dad had it for maybe the last 4.5-ish years of his life. So both parents had dementia, severe and regular, so to speak. His was more as a result of diabetes because we didn't even realize he was quite this diabetic. So I didn't realize actually. And yeah, it was interesting because doctors and other people, oh, well, you better be careful. You better go get yourself tested. But you're probably going to get it. I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not going to get it. And they're like, yeah, no, how do you know? And then, well, how do you know? How do you know I'm going to get it? Well, that's what they say. Who's they? The committee inside of your head that comes from the news and this and that. Please. This is, and especially with dementia, it's so newly, and I'm like, no, I don't eat like my parents did. I don't live like my parents did. I rarely do anything like my parents. My parents didn't read a fraction of how much I read. I have a publishing company. I read a lot. I have a huge subscription to Audible. So even though sometimes I still like reading books and stuff, but reading, and I run 6 businesses. Are you kidding? I'm looking at opening up a 7th and potentially an 8th at 63. My mother was retired at 55. She got early retirement. My dad retired, I think, at 67, I want to say, or 8, something like that. Not even close. Not even close. My dad read a little bit, but my mom, not so much. No, she was like, la, la, la. And she was also very not confident. Like, she doesn't command confidence. My dad also not, and also my dad was bipolar, so there was other things involved, but I don't worry about any of that. And I most definitely do not suffer from anything, any mental illness, like at all. None, other than I really like to meditate. When I go into a meditation, sometimes it's like, I don't want to come out. I don't want to come out. You
Beautiful. You're
meditate?
an inspiration to show what is possible.
Oh, lots. Like,
Yeah.
and but there's unfortunately a lot of people that embrace that. They'll take that on and say, yep, yep, both my parents had this, both my parents had that. Okay. So they're different people. Yeah, yeah, we have some similar genes. That's about it. You don't have to do that. You don't have to be who they are. You don't have to, you don't, you don't have to take on anything anyone else tells you to. And it doesn't matter how genetic this is or that is. My biggest thing is when someone says, well, I have this, but it's genetic in my family. So it's like, whatever. I'm like, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'd like richness. I'd like happiness to be genetic. Can we do that? Calmness. I'd like that to be genetic. Let's make that genetic. Let's make it genetic throughout the world. You know what? You can do whatever you want, right? Right, Maxine?
Those are beautiful. I can't even call them diseases. Those are beautiful eases that I
Right?
wish that was more contagious. And the
Oh,
work that you're doing and bringing on these wonderful speakers, like Satish and what was the first lady?
Lori A.
Lori.
McNeil. She
Yeah,
is
yeah.
amazing. Lori will take any subject and she'll do the media thing with it, which is why I love her. And oh my God, I have known Lori for like 6, 7 years, something like that. Yeah, and Satish is, yeah, he's pretty cool. If I mean, he didn't have time, but when he tells his story, I mean, there's been bankruptcies and whatnot. I mean, these are all public stories that he talks about, so it's not,
Yeah.
he's overcome, his stuff, and just hanging out with him. Sometimes he only lives like 20 minutes away from me, so we all get together for lunch sometime. And his daughter's beautiful, his son. I had to go drop something off at his house the other day, and yeah, it was amazing. And I wanted to write down what you just said. You're like, let's make this contagious. I think I'm gonna start talking about health being contagious, really great
Hmm.
health, and authenticity. Let's make
Can't fake it.
authenticity.
Yeah.
Let's make love and authenticity contagious,
Yes.
and peace. Let's make peace. We talk a lot about peace of mind. Tell me your thoughts on this. So in Think and Grow Rich, that's what we actually talk about, is that one thing that everyone in the world wants is peace of mind. Everyone. There isn't a person on earth, if you ask them, would you like to have peace of mind?
Peace of mind takes work like no other work. And it's, like when you're in an airplane and you have to go through that turbulence before that smooth sailing.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned some of this before. You have to own your shit. I'm sorry if that's a swear word,
No,
but sometimes you have to spice up the language,
it's okay. I
right?
use it as an adjective too. I
You gotta
do.
spice up the language, and sometimes you gotta shake people. Come out of it. It's not gonna land in your lap. No one's gonna do it for you. Peace of mind takes work. Peace of mind takes ownership. Peace of mind takes discipline. Peace of mind takes devotion. Getting up on your yoga mat at 4:30 and meditating, praying for others, and then journaling after, being authentic, doing what you love, serving people. Maybe right now you're not doing something that you love,
Mhm.
but move towards that. Learn to trust yourself. I remember not that long ago, I think within about 8 or 10 years, I was at a forum, a wellness forum, and I asked one of the successful speakers, how do you trust yourself? And I had to learn that lesson. Do what you say you're going to do. Start doing the little things and train your mind that when I say I'm going to do something, I'm at least going to try. And then from trying, you execute it. And then from executing it, you know that when you commit to something, it's already done. There's a process to it. It's a muscle that you have to stretch, and then you build it, and then you maintain it.
It's true.
Yeah.
All of it is. And integrity is huge. I am a huge lover of integrity. And I'm going to tell you, I can smell it a mile away. It's one of my favorite things. I'm actually going to have to form a list of my own that I absolutely love. Like there are things in life that I've had to do that I really have noticed are big to me. And big meaning like sometimes I just see stuff, you know, when you develop your pineal gland and you do a little bit of that third eye business, you become more and more and more and more and more and more and then more and more intuitive as you keep sort of working. And it's kind of like when you're doing energy healing, you start to see and feel all kinds of different things. And integrity is a huge one. So when authenticity comes up for me, it's huge. Integrity is huge. Honesty is like such a big deal for me. I can smell it a mile away. And when I'm not 100% about someone, I have a really tough time, you know, about what they're saying, about what they're not. Recently, I had a great conversation with someone who's trying to sell me something. And he said, well, you know, we do this, we promise this without saying what they do. Uh, we do this, we give you a guarantee. And if it doesn't work, we give you a refund, plus we give you some money. And I'm like, wow, that's some serious integrity. So you're willing to not only refund me, but you're willing to give me some money on top of that. That's how sure you are in your product. That's amazing. And it comes with a contract where it says this. And I'm like, wow, you've just eliminated all the fear and all the, you know, whatever,
Risk.
whatever
Yeah.
insecurity you may or may not have around that. And I thought, wow, that's pretty intense. And then he said, well, we promise you that we're going to give you this many in this amount of time. He goes, now, having said that, we offer this many. Sometimes in that time, we only do this many. So, like instead of 10, we only do 6, or sometimes 3 or 4, it works out. But we don't stop until we get to this number. So, you don't pay us extra. We might need some extra time. That's it. And I was like, wow, that's like really awesome. And the fact that you told me that sometimes you don't hit your target, you go to here. I would rather hear that than have, this was like a lead generation company. I would rather hear that than have some, I don't want to call it a crappy lead because I don't think any human is crappy, but like not a good lead for me, not a good fit for me. So I would rather that you take a little extra time, you know. And in terms of lead generation, because they only work with high ticket offers, the first person was going to cover my investment anyways. So I wasn't going to be at a loss. I was always going to be in the plus. I'm going to make money on the first one, and plus it's going to cover my investment, right? Like it was such huge integrity. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'll do business with you any day. You know, I love that. I think integrity is huge, and it's important for you, not just for others. It's important for you. It's like you making you a promise. So I'm going to lose 10 pounds, and I'm going to not stop until I lose the 10 pounds. This is what I'm going to do. And now I have, let's say, an accountability partner. Well, me lying to that accountability partner doesn't, like, it hurts me. It doesn't hurt. They don't care. Well, I mean, they might care because they're my friend and they're that kind of person, but generally, generally they don't care that much. Like, really, it's not for them. It's for me, right? And your vibration and your energy stays cleaner and higher if you keep your word to yourself, right? Like, isn't that just, I don't know. I just love that. And forgiveness is another thing. I don't know. I think I've been talking a lot lately about forgiveness. I just, not just in class with my clients, with my coaching clients and my classes, like everywhere, we're talking about forgiveness because I think that's the energy right now that is rotating around the world. Tell me if you agree that it's coming up a lot for us.
Absolutely. I think forgiveness, this is the analogy that I love to use. Picture this. You go to an all-you-can-eat buffet with all your favorite fix-in and desserts. But unfortunately, on that day, you wore the tightest pants ever. And you finally get to a space where you can just open up the button and undo the zipper. That is what forgiveness for me is like. Yeah. Forgiveness is huge. And I think that is what one of the top 3 lessons when we come back here on earth, to forgive, to love, to serve. Forgiveness.
And, you know, serving is such a scary word for a lot of people. They think they have to work for free. It's not work if you want to help. And there's nothing wrong with, I was talking to this lady, I don't know where I went, and I said, oh, we got to get you some business because her product was so good. And I said, we got to get you some business. And she goes, thank you so much for saying that, because she had someone else couple up with her. And I said, I happen to know that person, and I don't like to talk poorly about anyone, and I wouldn't ever anyways, but I said that particular person is going to structure it so that she benefits, and she's gonna have to benefit first, and you may or may not benefit from what she's going to do. And she goes, oh my gosh, she goes, do you know that I've been trying to deal with that the whole time, because she had someone who she, I guess, I don't know if she hired or what the deal is, that's up to them, but the energy just wasn't clear, you know. And I'm like, just help the person. So she was like, you know, like, it was so good because everything she had to do had to work. And I'm like, really, the benefit is best when both benefit. Like, I think everyone has to benefit. I think both have to equally benefit. You should be concerned with this person, and you should be concerned with that person, and you should concern yourself with yourself, and they should concern them. Like, everyone should concern themselves with everyone. It should be a group effort. This is what a group is for. A group is not for, let me see what I can get out of this group. Let me see what I can do, you know. And I don't think people often, you know, even are aware of what they're doing. You know, sometimes they say things like that. I don't know that that's necessarily what they meant, you know, and, or maybe they do, and I'm just naive. I don't know. I prefer to think the best of people.
Definitely. And the moment relationships become transactional, whether it's love, business, it loses its authenticity.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. And, you know, and I was doing something for her. She goes, okay, don't worry, I'll compensate you somehow. I'm like, thank you for thinking of me. I'm good. I don't really, and when I do stuff, I don't sit there and think, oh, when's she going to get that back to me? When's that going to come back to me? No, we'll get this now is this. Let's do this now. Next time we'll do this. And it's okay. It'll get sorted out. Like, I don't know. I just think everything will eventually get sorted out. And there'll be opportunity, you know, and maybe the next time things will be different. You'll do something for me, and I'll have be in a situation like, oh, okay, now it's, my turn to, and again, I do have a tendency to do that though. I'll be like, oh, I got to get back to that person. I got to make sure I give her back or him back. We're doing a trade. So, and I do a lot of trades, and I know trades are a no-no for a lot of people. They're a no-no because people don't play nice in the sandbox. They play selfish in the sandbox, and they want all the sand for themselves. And that's not the way you work in a group or a duo or a trio or whatever the other proper words are after that. It just doesn't work like that. And there's plenty for everyone. Just relax. You'll get yours later. Who cares? Like, relax, everybody. That's why calming and peace of mind is so important, because when you're anxious and it's like, oh, but what if, I did that with him and he didn't give me what I was, are you kidding? Anyway.
Wow.
I just teamed up with someone else in a real estate deal that did not go well. So yes, I lost some money and it's not good, but I don't need to be carrying that with me everywhere I go, because not everyone is like him. So it's okay.
Wow. Well, Miss Marianne, I would love to come back. I'm going
Please
to
do.
head out. I really love what you're doing. I'm honoring you because you're just a badass. And you bring rays of sunshine and energetic ripples to people that are aging and still have a lot to give. And I pray for you, I honor you, and I look forward to co-creating with you in the future.
Thank you so much for gracing us with your amazing energy. Wellness by Maxine. I was actually hoping you would talk a little more about your product. Do you have like 3 more minutes to tell us?
I do have 3 more minutes. So this is our flagship product,
Bring it right
Omax
up to the
Magnesium.
camera. Bring it right up to the camera, honey.
Omax Magnesium Body Butter. Now, why body butter? Body butter is something that we all need because it's a hell of a moisturizer. Shea, mango, and kokum butter. Very important as we age to hold moisture into the skin. So this one product does so many things. Let's say that you don't need to sleep better, you don't have aches or pains. Well, what about healthy, younger looking skin? What about a better sun moisturizer to help your skin from those age spots? All of that. But most important, things like restless leg syndrome when you travel, when you're stuck at your desk and your boss is just throwing things at you and 100 emails come in at once. We have other products for that. But let's just say that you don't even want to try Omax Magnesium Body Butter and the other products. Get into magnesium because magnesium just makes everything else works better. A small example. How many of you know someone with diabetes? Magnesium helps slows down. It helps you maintain your insulin level. As we age, our bone density, magnesium helps you strengthen your bones. So whatever you're going through, and sometimes we just feel grumpy, magnesium can give you a hug. Chances are you're depleted in magnesium from the soil. We know that they do not allow the soil to regenerate. The unhealthy foods, stress. In the modern day world, we've never been more stressed with information coming at us. Our nervous system is not wired to handle so much information. This one product, nutrient rich, when you rub that magnesium on, see that? That's the rich butters. But look at this.
Come closer, honey, right up to the camera.
Look at this, how it just dissolves into the skin. And I'm a big believer. Wellness, self-care, your health. You have energy in your hands. You just don't dab it on. Take the time. Take that 30 seconds, that 1 minute and pour into you, into your healing, into your wellness. I use this product and people always compliment me on your skin, Max. What is it? I mean, imagine if I drank more water, but I use clean, natural products on my skin and I allow the results to speak for themselves. There was one point that I was teaching, Marianne has like very extreme friends. 15 classes per week when I was out there trying to accumulate my teaching hours.
Did you just call yourself extreme?
And
I love it.
when I did not use this product, I felt the aches and the pains. When I used it, yes, teaching 15 classes a week, you're gonna feel it. But guess what? It made it more manageable.
Mm-hmm.
So magnesium is definitely something that everyone needs to implement into their day-to-day lives.
Oh, amen to that. I just want to say, you all get to see how beautiful Maxine is here on camera. You should see her in real life. And we got introduced to each other somewhere online. I can't. Oh, I remember,
So
right?
Michael,
Somebody, yeah, Michael introduced us, and he's a real connector too. And we just hit it off right away. And she came over and we did an exchange. And so I got some of her product and we did some energy work. She is a gorgeous woman,
thank you.
gorgeous, powerful woman who has gone from to since the time I've seen her. Amazing product. It's got her energy in it. And you should be so lucky to see her in person. She's stunning.
Thank you. And one of the things that I'd like to close with is if anyone is thinking about doing some kind of work with Marianne, do it. I have shared stuff with her that I have shared with no one else. She can hold the space for your healing to activate. So get in contact with this woman. She is like a mother, an auntie, a grandmother, a CEO, all in one.
Oh, thank you so much. I love that. I love everything I do. And I can't wait till we're working on some stuff right now that shall remain quiet for everyone. And like I said, I found this space in the last couple of days and I hope to put together a wellness expo. And I'm sure Maxine's going to be there with her beautiful product and her beautiful self. I also plan on doing some workshops there. So in some of the workshops, I think I'm going to incorporate some Maxine and some Kundalini yoga and some whatnot, because I don't so much teach it anymore as I do practice it, though. I think it's important. I don't think I'll ever stop doing yoga. So yoga and meditation, if I have to wake up at 3 in the morning to get it done, I will. If I have to wake up at 4 in the morning, I will. I don't want to necessarily, but I do, and I have, and I will if I have to. If my day is such that if I want to get it in, I have to get up whatever time it is. Sometimes it's somebody asks me, what time did your date start today? I go, oh, it started late, 8 o'clock. And they're like, what? And I'm like, oh no, that's my first Zoom. I woke up way before that. I did my meditation, I did my yoga, I did my journaling, I walked my dog. I mean, there's things, and you all should have some sort of routine. But I'm going to tell you, Maxine's product is amazing. And if you can't somehow get a hold of Maxine, please connect with me. I'm happy to connect you to her. Her product is amazing and she makes it. And she makes it here in Toronto at home, right?
In small batches. Yes, I'm a home entrepreneur.
In small, high
Canadian made.
Canadian made. And but this will go out to the US as well. And she
Absolutely.
can and will ship out to you. And it's a high vibrational product because it's a boutique product, right? It's not a, what's the word I'm looking for, Maxine? Help me out. mass production, whatever, you know what I
It's
mean?
not
And I know that you
small
all,
quantity, small batches using natural products. That's the
yes, all
key.
natural.
All natural. It has been such a blessing. Keep shining, and I will see you soon, my darling. As we
Thank
say
you
in
so
Kundalini,
much.
Sat Nam, truth is your name.
Yes, it is. Actually, Truth Speaker is my actual name. Sat Bhatchankar is my spiritual name in Kundalini Yoga. Truth Speaker, not always welcome, but always really great. Thank you so much, Maxine. I know you're in a hurry for your appointment. Thank you so much. I love you. Mwah.
Bye-bye.
Oh my goodness. So we now have about 20 minutes before some of the other ladies. So typically what happens is I do APL Go hour at noon. But today we were going to start at 11:30 and all of that got sort of, lost in the wash, and it's now 20 minutes to 12. So you may have to listen to me for the next little bit until somebody comes and joins me, because I've told some of the girls to come and join a little earlier if they can. And I do want to talk about APL Go, because APL Go for me is such a big deal. I joined the company 2.5 years ago-ish, and I couldn't be any happier. I love this product so much. And I just, before I forget to talk about this, because frequently I do forget to talk about, we got these this year, and these, or last year, I'm not even sure when we got them, but they're new, so it must be this year. There is quartz crystal in here, and volcanic ash from Japan here, and whatever else. And this is such a balancing tool. It literally balances your energy, and what could be better than balanced energy? I mean, I don't need it. I obviously have lived my life without this before, but it makes everything just so much easier and so much nicer. And I love energy healing. I mean, I'm a doctor of metaphysics. And for those of you who do, the short version of metaphysics is I do a lot of energy healing. And so there's frequency energy, there's like Reiki, there's Rife technology, there's all kinds of different things. But I, like a doctor would send you home with a prescription, I would send you home with some supplements. And we would do a Reiki session or some sort of other, because I have several energy healing that I just don't get into it. There's too much kerfuffle around that. I find energy healing is enough. And, all I am is a facilitator. The energy comes from a higher source. Some of it is my higher source. Mostly it's your higher source. So it depends on you. And people get all wrapped up in who do you work with and what, I work with angels. If you've ever heard of Archangel Michael and all the rest of them, and I don't want to get into detail, but that's how I work. I even have this really amazing spray. I did a wellness expo, and the lady next to me, we did a bit of a trade, and she was selling these. They're absolutely amazing. And I just spray it like around me like this, and I just love it. And I got two of them. So one is Archangel Michael, the other one is Mary Magdalene. So I have that and all that kind of other energy that is angelic in nature.